catch by Jay Nathaniel. Touchdown, Hurricanes!
Shooter taking a shot deep. Open target! Her third. From left to right, sets off. Oh,
Down!
watch who's gonna step. He's gonna go for it. Fell from the sky into Aaron Icing.
Good evening, everyone. Cameron Duty here with you with Valentin Martinez. It is clear skies, light breeze, 66 degrees in Notre Dame. Tonight, we welcome you in as you are looking live. It is good to be with you, my friend. How are you doing, Mr. Martinez?
I'm doing really good as we close out this ACC conference play here tonight. This first week has been pretty good. And look at this.
And excitement already right off the top here as Devin Yost brings this one back to start the game on a 72-yard return. We look at our impact player, Santana Warwick. You got any keys to today's game, Valente?
Yeah, I mean, you got to get that man the ball. The generational talent has 13 catches for nearly 300 yards and 5 touchdowns on the season.
We're starting off strong early in this game. Miami under center. It is a carry. Bo White, a negative 2-yard carry to start the game. It's 2nd and 12 coming up.
Yeah, White had a little bit of a quiet game last week in the loss to Ohio State. 9 carries for 35 yards and no touchdowns. Bit of a good start for the Notre Dame defense early on.
One man in the backfield. They give it to Bo White. Right up the middle, running hard for a 7-yard rush. He gets a good chunk of yards back, sets up a decent 3rd and 5 situation.
That it does. A big 3rd down coming up here for the Notre Dame defense and a good chance to get off the field early off that big return.
Now shotgun formation. Gold throws. He finds his man. That is wide open field territory till he gets down to about the 5-yard line where he is pushed out of bounds. A 19-yard reception sets up a 1st and goal for the Hurricanes.
Great blocks up front and a lot of green grass ahead for Bo Wyatt and a lot of space to make up there and a huge gain on the play.
Yeah, indeed. It did not take long for Miami, the 7th-ranked team in the nation, to get down to this side of the field. A couple of game notes for you. This is the 12th meeting between these two teams. Miami leads the series 9-2, winning each of the last 8. Now throwing, end zone, touchdown. Xavier Washington makes it look easy for 6.
And that's his 2nd touchdown of the season, his first of the night, of course. He had a big game last week with 23 yards and a touchdown, and he gets one early on here. Miami's going to take the lead.
Yeah, and, you know, it was set up by that fantastic kick return by Yost that got this whole thing started. Now, Hernandez with the extra point. It is good. So quickly, Miami jumps out front, and for Notre Dame here at home, they've got a good chance to respond early in this one. What do they need to do, Valente, on this opening drive?
I mean, I've called a couple of Notre Dame games, and I do believe that their cash cow is Mitchell Davis. He had a huge game last week, and pretty much what we like to consider an instant classic against Tennessee. 35 carries, 234 yards, and a touchdown. If they get him the ball early on, they might be in good shape.
Now for Notre Dame, they set up a shotgun formation when they enter the right side of quarterback Perez. That's Mitchell Davis, who gets taken down by Veronica Ware for a 1-yard loss on the play.
Yeah, good tackle there for Veronica Ware. She had 2 tackles for loss last week against Ohio State, so coming up big there.
2nd and 11 coming up now. Perez to throw quickly. He gets rid of it. A great pitch and catch to Dalton Wentz for a 12-yard reception and a 1st down for the Fighting Irish.
Yeah, we saw a lot last week where they opened up the playbook, got it to their receivers, and they're going to do that a bit early on here.
Dalton Wentz is used quite often in this system. As you said, 6 receptions last week. Now, a good carry by Mitchell Davis, breaking through with a 15-yard run past the midfield stripe.
Yeah, great blocks up front. He's just going to find the hole and push straight through. And there's a solid drive going on here for Notre Dame so far.
Yeah, it certainly is. We'll see if that is able to continue or if Miami will be able to put on their bend but don't break defense on this side of the field. Now, here's the snap, the handoff once more, right up the gut, running hard. But I tell you what, Mitchell Davis able to just take defenders with him, 24 yards already on 3 carries.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard to bring him down.
Back under center, Perez quick to the line. Again, back to Mitchell Davis. Gets just enough for the first. Sometimes that's all you need is just to get the simple yards there to get the first set of downs.
Oh yeah, move the chains is going to be what they need to do for this game. You know they're going to give it to Mitchell Davis a lot, and they just got to keep pushing forward.
2 receivers lined up on the left side for Perez, but he gives it once more to Davis. That's interrupted, a 1-yard loss, thanks to Johnny Butkus, who already records 2 tackles on the evening, 1 here for a loss.
Yeah, he had a solid game last week as well. 6 tackles, 1 for a loss. Coming up big there, meet Mitchell Davis in the hole.
Butkus, a sophomore out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Now, 2nd and 11, they will go to the air. No, they won't. They'll keep it on the ground. It's a quarterback keeper by Perez, who takes a shot at the end of that one after a 1-yard gain.
Oh yeah, that one looked personal, and Butkus just getting in on that one. He is headhunting tonight. And a big 3rd down coming up for the Miami defense.
With a name like Butkus, you expect some impact for sure. Now, 3rd and 10 for the Fighting Irish here. Shotgun formation. Perez throws over the middle. It is caught by Kevin Wheeler, the tight end, who gets close to the sticks, but it's going to be just short. A 4th and 3 situation coming up. That'll bring the field goal unit on.
Yeah, solid drive there for Notre Dame. I honestly, you know, they were our heavy underdogs coming into this game. 23.5 points if I got that right. And, you know, that's a pretty successful drive. Pushing the ball down the field, able to get points. I like it.
Yeah, and a great kick right there by Wally Wyatt puts the Fighting Irish on the board. 7-3, a 4-point deficit for Notre Dame as they kick the ball back off and give it to the Miami Hurricanes right at the goal line. And they'll return it. That's Santana Warwick out to the 27-yard return where Miami will set up shop.
And they didn't really get to him a lot on that first drive, which shows that, you know, they have all the options in the world, but Santana Warwick is definitely going to be key for this offense.
And let's give a call to Wally Wyatt. That was the first career field goal attempt for Wally after joining the team this week, so congratulations there. A big honor indeed. Now, for Miami, it's a quarterback keeper. Gold takes off, but he's tripped from behind. No gain as Bubba Balla makes the tackle.
Yeah, good awareness there by Balla to get the shoestring tackle and a nice 2nd and 10 coming up.
Gold back under center, I formation. 2 receivers lined up to the left, but they keep it on the ground. And why not? Look at this rumbling, bumbling, stumbling Bo Wyatt for another 15.
And Bo Wyatt's going to keep pushing forward. I like to say Notre Dame has a running back, but so does Miami. They have one of their own as well. They got a very dynamic offense, and they can push it any way they want to.
5 minutes and some change remaining in this first quarter of play here at South Bend. We see a man in motion. Now, Gold to throw towards the sidelines. Completes to Yost. A quick 2-yard gain. 2nd and 8 on the way.
That is another generational talent. They have a lot of generational talents here in their receiving room, and they're going to find them early.
For Yost, he is having a really good season thus far. That was his 20th reception of the season. Now throwing down the middle of the seam, and it's batted down. Carlos Banks says, no way. Gets a big hand up there, swats it away. It'll be 3rd and 8 for Miami.
The bank is closed.
Split backs on either side for Gold. He throws. He completes. The drive will continue. Good one-on-one coverage out there that Devin Yost was able to take advantage of to secure the 1st and 10.
Yeah, really good tight window throw there. You can see the gap kind of closing there. And a huge play there for Yost and Jamison Gold. That connection is something that we love seeing.
It's golden, pardon the pun, but a fantastic job between those two so far to this point in the season. Now, shotgun formation. Plenty of options here for Gold to choose from, but the pressure's coming, and he is sacked for an 8-yard loss in the backfield quickly. Once again, that's that name, Bubba Baller. We've already called it a couple of times tonight.
Oh, yeah, he's been in the backfield a lot, and he will continue to do so as long as they let him. Only 3 rushers on that play, so very encouraging stop there for the Fighting Irish.
Indeed, and if you, as you say, coming in as an underdog in this game, Notre Dame has to be able to rattle this offensive line and get to the quarterback. They did so on that play. Now, though, Miami hurrying back. It's Washington with a quick 7-yard pickup, and now it's 3rd and 10, and dare we say manageable for this high-flying offense.
I will say manageable. They're able to get back to the original line of scrimmage and basically just a 3rd and 10 from where they would have originally been. They're 2 for 2 on 3rd down.
3rd and 10 situation. You hear the home crowd here trying to cheer on the Fighting Irish. Gold throwing, has his man along the sidelines at the 5, down to about the 3. It's Devin Yost making him pay again.
The Gold to Yost connection continues. Beautiful throw there. And they're approaching the end zone. They got down to about the 2 or 3 yard line there. They're threatening a score here.
Indeed they are. That was one-on-one coverage on the outside with Cohen James that Yost was able to take advantage of. Now 1st and goal, I formation. It is a pitch out to the left side, and walking in, Bo White on a 3-yard touchdown run.
And the blocking wasn't too good up front, but Bo White said, let me do it all myself. Pushes his way into the end zone, and a huge touchdown there for Miami.
Good little cut back upfield there. He's seen the hole opening, and like you said, put the stiff arm out and did the rest of the work. Now, this extra point by Hernandez is good as Miami will take a 14-3 lead with 3:38 remaining in this first quarter. And we'll see just how Notre Dame can respond. The first drive, they were able to get a field goal. Bryson Richards brings this out, 24-yard return, and they will set up shop. Matt Perez back under center, 2 receivers lined up to the left. They keep it on the ground. A bulldozing run by Mitchell Davis, runs hard for a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, you get 4 yards every time. You'll never leave the field. Rome wasn't built in a day. They're going to keep pushing forward, though.
Yeah, you got to like how methodical Notre Dame was able to move the football early on. We'll see if it continues now. Motion, Andy Johnson. But it is a keeper there by Matt Perez, who this time does take it for the first and a 9-yard gain. A lot better looking run than the previous.
Instantly gets away from the pressure there, and a huge play there from Perez.
Again, a carry this time around the edge for Mitchell Davis, who gets 4 up to about the 40-yard line.
Yeah, solid blocks up front, able to get 4 yards out of that. He'll take that every single time, and that's Johnny Butkus on the stop again.
Butkus has been all over this field for the Hurricanes to this point. 2:42 remaining and counting in this first quarter of play here on YouTube. Perez throwing over the middle. It is complete. He finds his man on a slant route to Andy Johnson. A 19-yard pitch and catch for the first.
Yeah, Andy Johnson has been his go-to guy in the receiving game throughout the season. 18 catches, 346 yards, and 2 touchdowns, and a good connection there.
So Notre Dame has to be very pleased with the offensive output now. They just need to turn it into touchdowns. Perez throwing. The pass complete. Still on his feet. That is J.J. Ward. First time we've called his name this evening. He gets 6 yards.
Yeah, the 3-star freshman from Springdale, Arkansas, with his first catch of the game. Matt Perez, a perfect 4 for 4 here early on. And a nice 6-yard pickup there for Ward.
Valente, would you say that their secret to success up to this point is those quick 3-step drops? They're not giving Miami a lot of chance to get in the backfield and get to Perez.
Yeah, those quick hitter plays is what's going to get it done for him.
2nd and 4. Perez again doesn't hold the football long, and he is able to find his man. No, they're going to say incomplete. I thought he was able to thread the needle there, and they jar it loose.
Yeah, he's looking for Christopher Jackson there in a big third down coming up there. 0 for 1 on third down.
4 yards to the first. Perez, pressure coming, but he does get rid of it, and he had his man, but overthrows the intended target. The pressure was getting home, and it's 4th and 4, and we'll see them go for it.
I like the aggressive call.
An aggressive call against a very tough 7th-ranked team here. Perez throwing off his back foot. He was pressured. Budkus in his face, breathing down his neck, if you will, and he has to throw it away. Turnover on downs for the Irish.
Yeah, I don't really like the throw at the ground, but, I mean, I do like the play call, even though it didn't work in their favor.
I would agree with you there. I mean, you know, you have to be very aggressive of a team against a team of this nature. Now, for Miami, an opportunity to move back down the field and extend their lead. Wyatt with a 7-yard run on first down, and you really can't ask for much more than that on first down, can you?
Yeah, he's averaging 6 yards a carry on the night. You'll take that.
Gold with split backs. See a man in motion. That is Yost. Throwing complete with room to run downfield. Good blocking, and that is Jeter. We get to call his name for the first time all evening, and he gets a 10-yard gain right off the bat.
Yeah, that's his first catch of the day. He had 3 catches for 46 yards last week against Ohio State.
Gold to throw out a shotgun. Pressure coming. He is hit, leveled, and dropped. Sacked for a negative 6 yards by Cameron Storm.
Cameron Storm had a good game last week against Tennessee. 2 tackles, both of those for loss. Coming up big here on that first down. And good coverage downfield to force that sack as well.
I'll tell you what, the big man had to fight his way through. Didn't need to get in the backfield there. 6'7", 270 pounds, freshman out of Huntsville, Texas. Now it's 2nd and 16. Throwing batted down, Billy Bala again, making his name known in this game, this time a deflection.
Yeah, the Ballas are balling tonight.
And it's 3rd and 16 now for Miami. Throwing, setting up the screen. Dragged down from behind. Wyatt not getting a yard on that. And that's just a good defensive play by Notre Dame. And that's number 78, Cameron Storm, once again.
And he swallowed that one up. And Notre Dame's going to catch a break and get this football back here.
Good job by the Notre Dame defense putting the pressure on. Now, we'll see what they can do on the return. Richards brings it out past the 20-yard line, where we will start this drive with 33 seconds remaining and an action-packed first quarter to this point.
And if I'm Notre Dame, I'd really like to see them open up the playbook a little bit more. You know, you had that opportunity at the end of that last drive to hit your receiver in stride. I'd like to see them try and do it again.
Perez, fake handoff, pressure coming, throws off his back foot and again into the dirt. Each time that they kind of get him in that pressure situation, you see him not able to really effectively throw the football off his back foot.
Yeah, a lot of pressure there up the middle for him.
And we see motion. But they hand it off, keeping it on the ground. And why not? Look at this room to run. Mitchell Davis still on his feet across the 45 to the 46 when he is finally knocked out of bounds. Already approaching 60 yards on the day.
Yeah, and that's his biggest run of the night. We like to see those out of him. We expect those from the freshman from Durango, Colorado. He had a big game last week, like we mentioned before. Almost a record-breaking night, and he's doing really good here so far.
1st and 10. Back to the ground they go. Running left. Bounces off of a defender or two before he is tackled after a gain of 3. And that will be the final play we expect of this first quarter. 1 down, 3 to go. Excitement here in Notre Dame Stadium. The Miami Hurricane leads the Notre Dame Fighting Irish 14-3. You are watching the CFSL on PX1 Sports. Camera duty here with Valente Martinez. We welcome you back in the start of this second quarter. Notre Dame trying to get down the field. Perez, the throw with time. It's picked.
Uh-oh.
Reading that like a book and going the other way to the 10, to the 5. It's a touchdown for the Hurricanes. That's number 4. Guess who? Devin Yost.
Yeah, the generational talent, Devin Yost with the pick six there. You saw he was heavily involved in the passing game, and now he's going to catch one and take it the other way to Casa de la Hurricanes.
Oh, that's just incredible awareness by Devin Yost. Like we said, we see him line up on either side of the football, and he can do it just as well on defense as he can on offense. Miami going to extend their lead here and tack on this extra point by Hernandez. It's 21-3 with the Hurricanes out front. But I got to tell you, Valente, Notre Dame has had two pretty solid-looking drives, and they've not been able to come away with much.
Yeah, I will say two solid-looking drives, but you definitely are going to want that last one back.
Indeed, indeed. Richards brings this one back out after a 26-yard return. And right here for Notre Dame, you know, hard to shake that off. You know, that pick six, that's got to sting, but Perez has to get back on the horse, if you will. 1st and 10, fake handoff. Plenty of time. Throwing, had his man, but throws just short. A little too low there, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, a bit too far. We've kind of seen Perez's inaccuracies, you know, show a bit tonight with that throw there and the one earlier on.
Started off 4 for 5. He's now 4 for 10. Back to the ground game they go. And Mitchell Davis wrapped up tight after a 2-yard rush, and it'll be 3rd and 8.
Yeah, only a 2-yard pickup there. Notre Dame 0 for 2 on 3rd downs.
Perez snaps out of the shotgun formation, throws quick. He hits his man. That's Andy Johnson for a 17-yard reception to extend the drive.
That's their first 3rd down conversion of the night, and a big one. You know what they say, when in doubt, corner route. And that's exactly what he's going to do there to pick up that 1st down.
Yeah, they may have even known that it was coming, but knowing it's coming and stopping it, that's two different things. So great job by Andy Johnson there recording that catch, keeping this drive alive. Just shy of midfield. Back to the ground they go. Mitchell Davis, and they just have to gang tackle this guy to get him down. Jenkins with the stop, his first tackle of the day.
Yeah, that looked like that could have been a negative 5-yard play, but luckily they still are able to get the stop for a loss of 1.
Perez now handing it back off once more to Davis, who just tries to stiff arm his way. Can't get back to the line of scrimmage. He is brought down. Butkus recording his 6th tackle of the day already.
Yeah, Butkus and Jenkins are going to get there and bulldoze through those blockers to get that tackle there. Notre Dame 1 for 3 on 3rd down, and they have a long one here.
After this play, we'll get you an update on the game over on Twitch in just a moment. Shotgun formation. Perez snaps, drops back, throws to set up the screen to Davis. He gets a couple. They're going to spot him with 3 yards. It's 4th and 8.
And over on Twitch, we have a 57-yard touchdown pass to Bo Styles as Iowa's going to take a 13-3 lead on Penn State with 6:12 left in the second.
A good punt and good coverage downfield by Notre Dame, only limiting Devin Yost to a 4-yard return, who has already had a big night tonight. Now, 7:12 remaining in this first half for Miami. Just how huge it would be if they're able to take this ball down the field and score.
They already have 3 possessions with a chance to make it 4.
And we see a man in motion for the Hurricanes. That is Yost. But they keep it on the ground. Bruising running by Bo White. Fought hard for the 3 yards he's able to pick up, that's for sure.
Yeah, showed a lot of fight to get those 3 yards, but a big 2nd and 7 here. And if you're Notre Dame, you kind of appreciate that stop there.
A quick throw. Matter of fact, it looked like they were trying to set up for a quick screen, but Gold just threw that one a little too high, had a little too much mustard on that one, if you will. It's incomplete.
Yeah, might have signed that ball and just threw it to the crowd, maybe.
Somebody got a good souvenir for sure. So 3rd and 7. Can they convert? They throw short. No, they cannot. Bo White is stopped right in his tracks after a 3-yard gain, and that's just a good job of this Notre Dame defense.
Well, if you throw short, you're going to stay short. Notre Dame does a good job of covering that one up. They're going to get the ball back here.
I have to punt this one away. And like you said, this keeps Notre Dame's game intact. They should have good field position here as Richards brings it out past the 40.
Yeah, they do have solid field position on this drive. The one thing you need to do is keep the ball in your possession. That is the obvious.
We'll see what Perez and company can do. Throwing short, 2-yard reception. Christopher Jackson getting his number called.
Yeah, that's his first catch of the game. We saw him targeted earlier on in the game, but he's only going to get his first one. He had one catch for 20 yards last week against Tennessee.
Now, Mitchell Davis trying to run, trying to find some open daylight, but not able to do it thanks to courtesy of Avery James there for a loss.
Yeah, the junior from Slick Poo, Idaho, with the big tackle there. I love that hometown, and a big 3rd and 9 coming up for the Irish.
Shotgun formation. Try to buy some time for Perez. Pocket collapsing, but he stands in there, throws, contested, almost intercepted by Veronica Ware, and that will bring on the punting unit.
Yeah, dangerous throw there by Perez, and Miami gonna catch a break here and might have some decent field position after this one.
Pretty good punt, fielded around the 19-yard line before Yost cuts upfield, and it takes a while to bring him down to the turf. A 9-yard return. We take a look at the offensive yards to this point.
And, you know, you'd think this game would be a lot closer than what it is. Notre Dame actually leading the yards battle, but Miami up 18 points.
That big pick six by David Yost is really stinging at the moment for Notre Dame. Now, for Miami, back on offense. All day to throw was Gold. He finds Princeton Rose right at the sticks for the first.
And Gold had all day to throw. Gold was probably doing his taxes back there in the pocket.
Certainly had time to grab a sandwich, too, while he was at it. Now, a handoff delayed to Bo Wyatt, who runs forward, gains 3, brings up a 2nd and 7 situation with 5:07 left in the half.
Yeah, only a 3-yard gain there and a good stop there by the Notre Dame defense.
Trips to the left. Gold throwing with time. Finds his man. He outruns every target. Guess who? It's Yost to the house once again for the touchdown.
And I feel like we are going to be saying that name a lot, more than we already have, of course. Yost with a crazy play beating 3 defenders. Yost left those defenders toast and into the end zone for a 28-3 lead.
Yeah, left them in the dust indeed. A 25-point lead now for the Miami Hurricanes with 4:50 remaining in this first half. And this Gold to Yost connection, hey, even when Gold isn't on the field, they've still got Yost making big plays. Speaking of that, a good return by Bryson Richards, going to set Notre Dame up pretty nicely here. And it's safe to say, Valente, that they have to have a touchdown, I feel like anyway, on this drive.
Yeah, they need to create some momentum for themselves.
Perez throwing complete. Christopher Jackson on a 6-yard route. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Yeah, just a short, quick throw to Jackson there for a 6-yard gain. They're going to keep moving, though.
Pretty quick back to the line they go on this 2nd down play. There's the snap. Perez with time. He's going for the home run ball. He's got his man. And no, they're going to say incomplete.
Just a slight bit on the throw. It did hit the hands of the receiver, though. You still got to come down with that big 3rd down coming up here.
Yeah, it looked like that was promising for a moment. Perez throwing, swatted, contested, and incomplete. 4th and 4 now for the Fighting Irish.
Yeah, beautiful deflection there by Bill Cruz, and over on Twitch, we have a 24-yard touchdown run for Bo Styles, and Iowa's going to go up 20-3 on Penn State with 3:22 left in the half.
This punt bounces out of the back of the end zone where Miami will once again take over. And I tell you what, this Hurricane offense, Hurricane is the right name for it, wouldn't you say?
That's definitely what it's looked like so far.
Gold with time to Yost. 13-yard reception. That guy making a play for player of the week, no doubt. 126 on 5 receptions. A couple touchdowns as well as a pick 6.
Oh, yeah, indeed, going to be on that ballot.
Gold again, that pocket's been great. This time, though, he decides to throw it away. Nobody downfield. Why take a chance? And it's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, great coverage there by the Notre Dame secondary.
I formation. Fake handoff, sets up the play action, and it's a throw to the sidelines where Henderson is able to reel that one in before stepping out of bounds. His first catch of the night.
Yeah, great play fake there. Gonna open up a receiver there. And a huge play for CJ Henderson.
That will keep the clock running, however, at 3:40 and counting in this first quarter of play. Man lined up to the left side of Jamison Gold. Here's the snap. Quick release. Able to find over the middle CJ Henderson once more for another 1st and 10 for the Hurricanes.
Yeah, Gold's going to go to Henderson back to back. You know, those quarterbacks love those tight ends, and it's a good investment there.
Gold again with all kinds of time. Throws the check down to Cameron Long for his first reception of the night as well, and it goes for 7. But I tell you what, the weapons, they're just you almost can't count how many they've got on this offensive unit.
No, for sure.
Everybody very capable of making a play as Yost goes in motion, draws in a little bit tighter on the formation. It is a carry to Bo Wyatt. Good blocking, enough to get him out there for an 8-yard run in the first.
Yeah, Bo Wyatt might have just been a little trigger happy there. If he would have had a little bit more patience, he would have had that block up front and probably open space to go to the house.
Gold throwing quickly. Boy, he gets rid of that football fast to Princeton Rhodes and another quick 5.
That's his second catch of the game. He's going to take an absolute hit right here by Quinn Jeezy. Able to hold on to it, though. Great catch.
That was a violent-looking hit, no doubt. Red zone report, as you see there, very successful so far in this game. Now, you want to send the house. Gold, the only man in the backfield, but he's going to step up and he's going to run with it, and he slides close to the first, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2.
Yeah, 3rd and short coming up. Solid run. Miami 3 for 5, 60% on 3rd down.
And motion. Throwing short, and it's complete. Henderson with a 6-yard grab. And the drive will continue.
And Henderson got absolutely tattooed at the end of that play by Cohen James.
Setting up the screen. It is Wyatt still on his feet. Makes a man miss. He does not get back to the line of scrimmage. Notre Dame all over that one. Read that like a book.
Yeah, and they're going to hurry up here. Minute 44 left in this second quarter.
Gold stepping up. And that brings up a 3rd and 10 situation.
Miami 4 for 6 on 3rd down, and a good stop there by Cameron Storm.
Now throwing, setting up the screen once more to Wyatt. Pushes upfield. And it will be short, 4th and 2 situation.
And Notre Dame going to catch a break, force Miami to kick this ball here. Good stop there by Kai Rainey on the screen.
To let this one run down. Notre Dame not taking a timeout. We'll have an update for you in just a moment over on the Twitch network. Hernandez, the snap, the hold, the kick is good. Miami extends their lead 31-3.
A 28-point lead there for Miami. And over on Twitch, we have an 11-yard touchdown pass to NOTRE for Penn State as they are going to trail Iowa 20-10 with 59 seconds left in the half.
And on the run back, Richards with a 22-yard return. And so here, Valente, how aggressive do we expect Notre Dame to be with the final 36 seconds?
I mean, I don't really expect them to be aggressive, but their back is against the wall, down 28. Got to see what you got.
They throw it to Hairston, who gets 5 before taking an absolute shot at the end of that play.
Oh, yeah, he got hammered down there at the end of that play. Clothesline. I mean, just about anything under the sun that you could call that. The clock's still going to run. I don't think they're going to force this.
2nd and 5 after the freshman made the 5-yard catch there on first down. And you're right. We expect them to let the seconds wind down. And they will snap it. And Perez, a keeper. And that will bring this first half to an end. All Miami to this point, 31-3, a 28-point lead for the Hurricanes over the Fighting Irish, as we welcome you into our halftime report here on PX1 Sports on YouTube. Valente, give me your thoughts on this first half, and what do you expect out of this second half? Specifically, what does Notre Dame have to do to get the ball in the end zone here?
Well, first of all, it's been pretty much all Miami since the very opening kickoff, and offensively and defensively, they've been swarming Notre Dame. Pick six, and Devin Yost been, the big name we've been calling through the air, defensively as well. I mean, Miami has been putting it on them, but if you are Notre Dame, like I mentioned at the end of that half, your back is against the wall. You are 0-3. Yes, this is your first conference game, but you are being threatened an 0-4 start if, you lose this one. So back's against the wall, nothing to lose. You just got to open up that playbook and pray that Matt Perez can get you there.
We'll see exactly how that turns out as we welcome you back in here to start this second half of play, as Notre Dame will receive the football to start this third quarter. And like you said, we expect all or nothing here from the Fighting Irish coming out firing, if you will. Now, a good return by Richards of 33 yards, where Notre Dame will take over to start, as we said, start this third quarter. We welcome you back in here. A cool, comfortable night for football in Indiana.
Yeah, definitely a great night. Notre Dame needs to get something going early on to shift the momentum in their favor.
Perez out of shotgun formation. He throws a slant, which is complete. And it's J.J. Ward with 7.
But you know what? They don't need it all in one play. There's a lot of football left in this game. Even though you're down 4 possessions, there's still a lot of time.
One man lined up to the right of Perez and shotgun throws. Quickly, he gets rid of that one. That's been their bread and butter, as Hairston makes the reception and gets the first.
Yeah, long, methodical drives is what they live off of. Short, quick throws, and maybe those, runs to Davis as well.
But passing early on in this third quarter, and there's the strike they've been looking for. Touchdown, Fighting Irish. It's Christopher Jackson getting Notre Dame in the end zone for the first time tonight.
And there it is. They're going to take the shot, and wide open is Christopher Jackson for the touchdown. Huge play for Notre Dame. They're going to try and claw their way back into this one, and that's a good way to start.
A huge play for Jackson, the 6'1", 200-pound freshman, his first touchdown. So congratulations there on this young season. The extra point is good by Wyatt, and it is now a 21-point deficit, chipping away at it. Notre Dame coming out fighting hard indeed is the Fighting Irish.
And their defense has made a couple of stops tonight. They just need to see more of that if they want to fight their way back into this.
Yost, he can do it all. A good return, almost 30 yards on that return. And we'll see what Miami is primed to do with their first offensive series of the third quarter. This gets the defense pumped up here. The crowd getting into it. That's going to help for sure. Now plenty of time. Just has to throw it short. And Santana Warwick just able to get back to the line of scrimmage in her first reception of the day. Or his first reception, excuse me.
Yeah, that is something I'm genuinely surprised to hear. That is his first reception of the day, like you mentioned.
Notre Dame has been able to keep him at bay. Now throwing along the sidelines to Rhodes. It is complete. Get 7 on second down, and now that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and 3 situation here for the Hurricanes.
And the Notre Dame defense does have a chance to get their defense off the field here early in this second half. Miami 4 for 7 on these 3rd downs.
So 3rd and 3. Can Notre Dame get off the field? Throwing, it is complete. That is Santana for a 6-yard gain, and this drive will continue.
And this is not what Notre Dame wants to see. Santana Warwick getting heated up. James Gold 22 for 26 on the night. A really good game.
Yeah, so efficient. Now dropping it back off once more. That is Mike Jeter. Another name going to be on the stat sheet tonight. Second reception for Jeter. Gets 4 on the first down play.
Yeah, a lot of different targets for this Miami offense.
Trips to the right side of Gold. Now steps up, going to decide to run for it. He will. They had him from behind instead. Still on his feet. Will not go down. That might be the toughest 10 yards you'll see worked for this entire game, and it gets them the first.
A huge play there by the QB on the run. Gold got to make it happen.
They go back to the ground. Bo Wyatt now getting a turn at it, and he gets 2.
And a solid stop there by Quinn Jeezy. Sorry, Copper Lotus. I saw you say I said your name wrong. If you want to correct me, that'd be greatly appreciated.
Gold throwing deep. It's almost intercepted. Carlos Banks. Well, he was trying to deposit that one and take it back the other way. It is a good deflection, and a 3rd and 8 now on the way.
A dangerous throw there by Gold, and he could have taken that the other way.
Gold throwing, going back the other way, and this time it is intercepted, and it is coming back the other way. A good job, a good interception there by the Fighting Irish, and that was Cohen James with the big play around the goal line.
Yeah, Cohen James has been making big plays all night, making big hits, and comes down with that one against Yost. Huge play to get the ball back for the Fighting Irish, and you know what? The dream is still alive.
That's exactly right. The Fighting Irish still clawing and scratching their way for Cohen James, the first interception of the season for the junior out of Tiffin, Ohio. Couldn't have come at a better time. Now, for the Fighting Irish to get the ball back, they give it to Davis, who is dropped after a 2-yard loss by Bill Cruz.
Yeah, good play there. They only had 3 down linemen there and still got in the backfield on Davis.
Perez, play action, throws it out of bounds. Didn't like anything he seen downfield, so he said, we'll just try again.
A good stop there by the Miami defense, and Notre Dame 1 for 6 on 3rd down. They have a long one here.
That they do. They want to make something off of this turnover that they were allowed, and that was almost a turnover itself. Scary there for just a moment. It was contested, and the punting unit will come on.
And a good break here for the Miami defense. They're going to have solid field position to start this next drive.
Indeed they will. This is fielded at the 30, cuts up the field, and that is Devin Yost once more. And that guy must, he's got some ice in his veins, cool as a cucumber, whatever phrase you want to put it, playing all sides of the ball tonight. Doing it well. Gold sets up a screen quickly. It's a couple. They're going to credit him with 3 before Cameron Long is pushed out of bounds.
Yeah, only a gain of a couple there. Notre Dame needs to get a stop here quickly.
5:20 and counting in this 3rd quarter. Gold complete to Rhodes for the first, just past the midfield logo for the Fighting Irish, and now Miami into enemy territory.
Yeah, 1st and 10, and that's Cohen's 8th tackle of the game. and they're going to keep moving the chains.
On the ground with White. He just about gets it all in one play. He gets 8. And I tell you what, this guy really feels like he's just one good block or one open lane away from taking one of these to the house.
For sure.
Now, they throw quickly out of an empty set formation. That one goes right to the stands, as you said earlier in the day. Maybe autograph that one and send it up there to the fans for sure. Now one man in the backfield with Gold. Instead, he throws over the middle to Yost, his reliable go-to for the first. The drive keeps moving.
Yost having a huge night, like we've said before. 6 catches for 135 yards, a pick 6 as well.
Again, empty set. Gold, 3-step drop, throws quickly, finds his man. Washington cuts upfield for the first down. And, you know, this may be the most methodical drive I've seen Miami have the whole night.
Yeah, you know, slow drive, and they're pushing the ball downfield. A good play there for Xavier Washington.
Yeah, and eating the clock, too. At 4:13 remaining in this third. Gold throwing, intercepted again, if you can believe it. And stepping out of bounds, though, after making the interception, that was, let's see, that was number 13, Zach Workman.
Yeah, the freshman from Lexington, Kentucky, coming up big. That's his 3rd interception on the season. And you know what? You'll take that. Even though it's not great position, no points for Miami.
That's 2 straight drives that Notre Dame's been able to stop. But speaking of defense, Perez is sacked in the end zone for a safety by big Brian Jenkins.
And you know what? The Miami defense is going to get that one back. Huge play there by Jenkins, and a 23-point lead for the Hurricanes now.
3rd sack of the season for the sophomore out of Tiger Point, Florida. Yeah, they'll have to punt this one away. Like you said, Miami will get it back. Yost close to midfield as we've got a Twitch update, I believe, Valente.
Yeah, over on Twitch, you got a 6-yard touchdown pass to Kane Harris for Iowa. They're going to go up 27-10 with 4:30 left in the third.
We thank you for spending a part of your Thursday evening with us right here on YouTube. And a high-scoring game indeed, and the Hurricanes still in control. Now, that is a keeper by Gold. Dangerous there, slide at the end of it, but he gets up. No injury, thankfully, a gain of 8.
Yeah, Gold's going to stay safe and get an 8-yard gain in the process.
You always kind of wait with bated breath when them QBs take off running. Now, Gold throwing again, complete to Cameron Long. This really has been a work of art this entire night, this offensive production.
Oh, yeah, a couple of interceptions, you know, over the past couple of drives for Gold, but, I mean, Gold's, you know, hitting every target that you could possibly think of. You know, I'm pretty sure everyone's, you know, got a seat at the table in this Miami offense.
Certainly seems that way, and as much as they have aired it out, you know, there are going to be a couple you're going to want back. Gold throwing, setting up screen once more. The blocking not there, but somehow Cameron Long keeps fighting, almost gets back to the line of scrimmage, but they will say he's tackled behind it for a loss of 1.
And that's Cameron Storm on the stop there. Good tackle there. And first contact coming from, I believe, Kai Rainey got there first. A huge play for the Notre Dame defense.
Brings up a 2nd and 11. Gold firing, finds his man. Easy peasy. Santana Warwick, 30-yard touchdown reception to extend the lead.
And tonight has been the night of generational talents as Santana Warwick finds the end zone for the first time tonight. We've talked about Devin Yost, the generational talent. Santana Warwick, the freshman from Rutland, Vermont, with a huge play.
Yeah, and you know what? We had just talked about how quiet the night had been for Santana Warwick. All of a sudden, the third quarter comes around, and Warwick gets involved. A big reception there for the touchdown. It is a 30-point lead for Miami with 3:01 remaining in the third.
There's still a lot of football left if you are Notre Dame. And Miami, you have a really good chance to make a statement. You're up 30 and you're 20 points away from a mercy rule. Notre Dame doesn't want to let that happen.
Well, Richards has been fighting hard this entire night with some really good returns, that being the best of 50. Going to get short field position here for the Fighting Irish.
And he's been able to get them some good field position and plus territory here for this one.
I think that's one thing you got to say about this Notre Dame team. They certainly have not quit. They have fought hard, even though the score may not reflect it at the moment. Oh, Davis had nowhere to go. Wrapped up and wrangled that time by Butkus again.
And you know what? The matchup to watch this game has been Mitchell Davis versus Johnny Butkus. And I will say I think Johnny Butkus is getting the best of that one.
Perez now to throw short, tries to set up a screen to Davis, who gets back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing else there.
A good stop by the Miami defense, and over on Twitch, we have a 13-yard touchdown run for Derek Tolliver. As Penn State's going to trail Iowa 27-17 with 3:27 left in the third.
Perez, pressure coming. He's collapsing in the backfield. Yeah, they got to him. Double teamed indeed. They're going to get Bill Cruz, going to credit him with that sack.
Yeah, swallowed up in the backfield. First contact by Riley Galloway. Bill Cruz is going to get credited with the sack there. They're going to swarm, and Notre Dame's going to punt back to Miami.
It's a team effort, no doubt, and it took two to get Perez down. Good job by both of them getting in the backfield there. Now, as you said, punting it away here, fielded at the 20. As this time on the run back, it's Warwick. We've seen Yost back there a couple of times, but Warwick bringing it out this time. Minute 54 left in the third quarter of play. Gold to throw. Nice play over the middle, and then turning upfield is Cameron Long to get the first before getting shoved out of bounds.
Hey, Cameron Long's kind of been heavily involved over these last couple of drives. You got to love that for him.
Yeah, indeed you do. And using him really well on those little slant routes and crossing patterns over the middle. Shotgun formation. Gold to throw. Again, back over the middle. This time, though, he finds Henderson. A very familiar looking play there. Gets 7.
And we've mentioned that they've been able to attack every target on the field tonight. Everyone gets a spoon and everyone gets a plate.
Now Gold holds on to that one just as long as he can, because as the play develops, it's good blocking downfield. Still on his feet. Are they going to get him? They finally get Washington down inside the 10, 44 yards after the fact. That looked like that was going to be about, like, what, maybe an 8-9 yard play?
Oh, yeah, what a huge play by Washington. And hits his man in the flat, shrugs one off, stiff arms one, just keeps on going, shrugs off number 11, Raphael Watson, finally tackled there by Keith Battle, and a huge gain for Miami.
Watson there was the only guy who could catch him, and he got kind of held up there by some good blocking on the outside by Miami. Did just enough to spring the wide receiver free. Now, Gold throwing, corner of the end zone, incomplete. And again, there's number 11. We just called his name. That's Watson with the deflection.
Yeah, a little bit of a dangerous throw there by Gold, but I mean, comfortable lead. You might as well, go out of your comfort zone a little bit.
Yeah, split backs is Gold throwing now short, but cutting upfield. Cameron Long, we talked about how active he was getting in this game, and he turns it into a Miami touchdown.
Yeah, wide open underneath and just green grass ahead of him and into the end zone. Huge play for the Miami Hurricanes as they're going to go up potentially 37 after this PAT.
Hernandez on to attempt the extra point, and it is good. That is the first touchdown of the season for Cameron Long, the junior out of Fairfield, Alabama.
Yeah, congrats to him. And, it's kind of hard to get involved in this offense, with the two generational talents, but he's making it work.
A lot of good game balls to go around for sure if you're a Miami Hurricane player at this very moment. Now, Kareem Klein with the return. And for Notre Dame, as you said, right now, obviously, down 37 with, one full quarter left to play and 44 seconds remaining in the third. You want to be able to just really hone your craft here. Try to get better. And I think against a tough team like this, it's, a good opportunity to do so as Hairston takes a 3-yard reception.
Yeah, only a 3-yard gain there. That's his third catch of the night.
Perez under center. Just gives it straight up the middle to Davis. Back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 7 on the way.
Cruz with the tackle for loss, and over on Twitch we have a 2-yard touchdown run for Bo Styles. That's his third touchdown of the night. His third overall touchdown of the night. Iowa's going to go up 34-17 with 47 seconds left in the third.
Now there's a good play as Perez is able to hit Mitchell Davis out in the flat, and he's able to turn that into the first. Now, that brings us to the end of quarter number 3. Get your 4s up in the chats. Miami leading Notre Dame 47-10. You're watching the CFSL on PX1 Sports on YouTube. We welcome you back in for the start of this 4th frame. Perez throwing, no, not going to be able to. Gets decked on first down, a 9-yard loss. We mentioned Riley Galloway earlier, just about had the sack. Able to get one this time, however.
Yeah, finally able to get one of his own. Riley Galloway finally getting back there. We've called Riley Galloway's name. He's been in the backfield getting some pressures, first contacts, but not able to get the bag, and finally does.
So after the loss of 9, it is 2nd and 19, 8:45 remaining in this game. Perez throwing short, nice little curl route to Andy Johnson, who's had some good plays tonight indeed. And that is going to bring it closer to the first anyway. It makes it manageable, I guess you'd say. 3rd and 11 here.
Yeah, still a long 3rd down, but you know what? It's just long and not 3rd and forever, so you'll take that. Notre Dame 2 for 9 on 3rd down.
You feel like maybe one of those crossing routes or slants is something you could maybe attack here as opposed to a 3rd and 19 situation. Now, throwing deep, going for the home run ball. It's incomplete. Veronica Ware once again was back down there to swat it away and say access denied.
And Veronica Ware has been locked down tonight. And, it looked like Perez had a little bit of happy feet in the backfield there, trying to find his receiver.
Fielded around the 20 as Yost brings it back out across the 30 down to about the 33-yard line. And Miami will once again come back out. A very successful night for the Miami Hurricanes, and they are again out here with an opportunity. Now you have to imagine the goal is to eat the clock as he does throw this one away. No targets downfield.
Yeah, up 37. I assume you're going to want to drain the clock, but a pass play there on first down, and who knows, maybe they're trying to score again.
And lines up in shotgun formation. Golden gets it out to Henderson, and you're right, so the train is not going to stop running. Indeed, they'll keep trying to march down the field. Brings up 3rd and 2.
Yeah, and they're coming off an upset loss to Ohio State, and it kind of seems like they're just trying to make a statement here.
Definitely, is trying to strike while the iron's hot. That pass is complete. Curl route to Cameron Long, who had the big touchdown on the previous drive. Gets the first this time.
That's his 7th catch of the game. He's coming up big, over this last quarter or so.
Gold with 46 pass attempts. They get 47. As this time cutting upfield after making the reception is Warwick, who, as we said, come alive in this 3rd quarter, and it continues into the 4th.
Yeah, they're going to count that as a rush. And over on Twitch, we have a 100-yard pick 6 by Michael Cole, and Iowa's going to take a 41-17 lead with 8:21 left in the game.
Now back here, just throwing it away is Jamison Gold, and, I think you can do that after about 50 passes thrown on the night.
And for sure, and Gold's arm is definitely a little sore, and big 3rd down here for the Notre Dame defense.
Yeah, going to be icing that one after this one. Now, throwing over the middle, complete to Mike Jeter. 421 passing yards for the U.
And a great play there, and Jamison Gold having a really great night despite those couple of turnovers.
Toss play. That is Wyatt, who gets wrapped up. A good defensive play by Raphael Watson. First time we're going to call his name this evening.
And that's his first tackle of the night. And I wanted to mention some of that Nate said in chat. He said it's a shame that George went to bed 3 hours ago, and that it is. This is a very, very good game for his Hurricanes.
They'll get to catch the highlights, no doubt. Now, throwing, it's contested, or at least I should say there's pressure in the area, and it is thrown out of the field of play for an incompletion.
Miami 8 for 12 on their third down conversions. They have a long one.
Throwing short is Wyatt, going to get decked, 5-yard loss, 4th-16. So Notre Dame's defense still playing hard, and you know they got to be gassed at this point.
Yeah, I mean, with 6.5 minutes left to go, you're down, 5 possessions. Bubba Ball able to come up with that stop there. I think they're just kind of trying to create some momentum towards, next week.
Now, I'll punt this one away. And for Notre Dame, though, we'll get a chance to get the ball back here. 1st and 10 with 6:08. And like we said, at this point, yeah, we know that, the outcome is really already decided. But there's still such opportunity for this team to continue to grow and learn. And I think you'll see that here as Perez just a little, short on this one as it's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, he's just going to throw that one away. He's not going to force anything. I think they are trying to play this like they are still in it, and that is honestly a good mentality.
And that time it's Jackson who turns upfield and does get close to the first anyway. We have a 3rd and 10 situation.
And just inches to go here. I would expect them to hand this one to Mitchell Davis.
And you would be correct. Davis with the carry just straight up the middle, gets the yards they need, and goes back to the huddle.
Yeah, the Miami defense has done a really good job of, keeping him at bay tonight. He only has 3.5 yards per carry, which is nowhere near his average on the season.
Perez throwing, finds his man along the sidelines. That is Jackson once more. Lunges forward to get the 1st and 10, and now this clock is still running, 5:26 remaining in the 4th.
Dan Hansen on the stop.
Perez, pressure coming. He does unload, gets it checked down to Mitchell Davis for a 6-yard grab.
That's his 4th catch of the night and a 6-yard gain. They're near midfield here, and Johnny Butkus gets the tackle there.
We see motion. And Perez to throw. And stepping out short of the 1st is Hairston with a little tiptoe grab there along the sidelines. Brings up 3rd and inches.
Yeah, another 3rd and inches here, and Notre Dame 3 for 11 on 3rd down, and let's see what they do here.
And they try to keep it on the ground with Mitchell Davis, but they read that, unfortunately, like a well-versed book. It's Avery James with the tackle for loss.
And that's his 2nd of the night. And over on Twitch, we have an 11-yard touchdown for both styles. That's his 3rd rushing touchdown and his 4th overall touchdown of the night. Hawkeyes are going to go up 48-17 with 6:19 left in the game.
Now here is the 2nd 4th down attempt of the evening. Look at that. Nice little delayed pitch to Davis. He gets the 1st. It's interesting because early in this game, on the very first series, if you remember, Valente, we did see Notre Dame go for it on a 4th down in Miami territory.
Yeah.
So they go back to it again here late in this one. They are able to convert. And again, as Johnson makes that reception, I think that is something you want to say about Notre Dame. They certainly come out knowing that they had to attack. Every play may have not went the way that they wanted it to, but, they knew coming into this game it was going to be a battle.
Yeah, and, being the 24-point underdog, they're down 37 right now. So if you are, the odds makers, if you're Miami, you kind of expected this. But Notre Dame in a dogfight still.
Perez trying to weave his way through traffic. He stiff arms the man to get the first. The quarterback keeper, a long extended drive here, taking a lot of this time, ticking away, dwindling here in this fourth quarter, 3:41 and counting.
Yeah, I'm going to correct myself. I meant to say Notre Dame is trying to treat this like it is a dogfight, and I love the mentality that they have.
Perez with time, throwing end zone, and it is intercepted. Taking a simple knee down right there to bring this one back out to the 20. And we'll get a look at this play one more time. An acrobatic grab by number 17, Zan Wolf, the first interception of that freshman's career.
Yeah, good play there by Zan Wolf. Miami probably just going to run this clock down.
Congratulations to Wolf. And as we say that, Bo Wyatt says, I'm not done yet, as we get our first penalty of the night.
Clipping. Offense.
That'll push them back. Clipping by Devin Yost. That would be the first mistake I think Yost has made this entire game, by the way.
Yeah, that is the only thing, if you are a coach for Miami, that you can get on him about. And that is the dreaded clipping call that they got him on there.
Clock will continue to run inside of 3 minutes in this ball game. They give it once more to Wyatt, who gets back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 12. Again, clock continuing to run. You can just tell both of these teams, they are completely gassed. What a, some people say, it's a marathon, not a sprint. This feels like it's been a sprint from the word go tonight for Miami.
Not only a sprint, but it's really felt like it's been, a street fight between the whistles for both of these teams. And Miami, they've pretty much come out on top in this one, but Notre Dame, they don't care. It's the 12th round. They're bloodied, they're beaten, they're battered, but they're still throwing haymakers.
Yeah, they want to go until the bell rings, and you got to admire that indeed. Now, 3rd and 5 situation coming up as we see Gold in the shotgun formation with Wyatt to the right. They'll let the clock run down as long as Notre Dame will let them, and it looks like they're content to do so. Play clock down to 3, 2, and it's snapped. Gold with good time throws to the sideline, and Cameron Long, ballet, if you will, I would say, along the sidelines there, and gets the first somehow.
And a great play by Gold on the receiver. They are going to review this, though, and Gold just really trying to keep his arm warm for next week.
Ooh, what a nice play.
Yeah, that's a catch. That's a professional catch right there.
I didn't see how it was possible. That just speaks to the great athleticism of these players here in the CFSL, as it is a 1st and 10 with 1:30 remaining. 90 seconds remaining in this ball game. Wyatt now with the carry, and you do expect the clock to continue to dwindle here after a gain of 2. And I think we've got a Twitch update coming in.
Yeah, over on Twitch, we have a 6-yard touchdown run for Derek Tolliver. That's his 2nd of the night. And Penn State's going to trail 48-24 with 4:38 left. And they also recovered the onside kick. So, as we wrap up this game here, you might want to head over to Twitch, because we might have a comeback on our hands over there.
Yeah, more football action there, possibly a comeback on the way. We invite you to tune in, as well as we've got some great games coming up at next Tuesday. We'll talk about that later on here, as Jeter, the wideout, getting a 9-yard carry. And that will bring us to the end of this ball game. Miami going to go home with the W. The U takes the W. And for Notre Dame, a hard-fought effort, though, comes up short. We take a look at our player of the game, Jamison Gold. And final thoughts today, Valente, on this matchup we've seen.
Yeah, Miami came out and made an absolute statement. Like I mentioned before, they were coming off that upset loss to Ohio State, but they came in here and they were ready to punch Notre Dame in the throat. They did exactly that. A 37-point victory, pretty much a perfect, complete game, from the offense, the defense, and, Devin Yost. Cam, take it away.
Yeah, what a day for Devin Yost. Folks, we want to remind you, starting next Tuesday on October the 7th, get excited. More football action here. Starting at 5:30 p.m. Central Time, it's the Inside Blitz podcast. Then at 6:30 p.m. all Central Time here, it's Ohio State at Iowa over on Twitch. Then it's LSU at Alabama on YouTube. Then in the 8:30 block, again Central Time, it's Colorado at Texas A&M on Twitch and Oregon at Penn State on YouTube. So lots of good football coming up starting next week, Tuesday, October the 7th. Boy, it's been a lot of fun. I hope you've enjoyed it just as much as I have. And I just want to say big shout outs and thanks to our associate producer, Austin Crow, our executive producer, Mike Peters. And for my partner, Valente Martinez, I'm Cameron Duty. Hope you've had a good night. We've had a good time. We'll see you next time. You've been watching some fantastic football action right here on YouTube. Have a good night. We'll see you soon.